To another episode of 161st and River. This is very weird because it wasn't letting me. Like, I was trying to do this on YouTube and then it was kicked me out. So, went to do it on Restream and then that gave me issues. So, I had to restart everything here and re upload things. So, here we are. We're going to talk some Yankee hot stove. So, Jack Curry had a lot to say tonight, actually, for better or for worse. I think you provide actually some good insight tonight because the past 24 plus hours, there's been a lot of rumors and speculation around the Yankees and moves that they might be making, might or might not be making, but we have a little bit more information here. So the Yankees remain in ongoing dialogue with Cody Bellinger. Doesn't necessarily mean anything's close because nothing as of when Curry was talking was really close. Boris is trying to create a market above what Alonso and Schwarber got. So that was 5 years, 150, 5 years, 155. So that's right around where Boris wants to be above that. So I could see 5 years, 160, maybe with an option for Bellinger. I think that would be something. The Yankees have their own number of where they will stop. They'll draw a line in the sand, and they're not there yet. Other teams, don't know which teams. I would love to know which teams have fallen off to the side. I think that'd be interesting to know. But Curry knows that some teams have fallen off to the wayside here in these negotiations. DJ LeMahieu was used again as a comp because that negotiation was very similar to this one, leaked into January. Those negotiations seeped into January, late January, I think it was. Sorry, I was getting a message here. It seeped into late January, ongoing conversations, and yeah. Also, the Yankees trade for the player. They get here, they fall in love with them, great year, and then they sign them with concerns. The Yankees are trying to probably avoid a similarly disastrous deal as that one was, and why they're being overly cautious. Then Curry gets into the pitching rumors. So, I'm going to talk about why I was very conservative yesterday. I posted earlier in the day the interest when I had it confirmed. Obviously, I put like the graphic, the athletic, all that crap. Then I posted, and I did it equally on purpose because I posted the Gore stuff. He was doing I did the Gore stuff back in November when winter meetings, when the interest first came out like really, really heavy with this. Then I put out yesterday the Cabrera video. So I do create these graphics myself. I get the videos, put them in the graphic in my app, and put them up in here. And there it is. So the Yankees do have interest in Edward Cabrera. They have had conversations with the Marlins. Names have been discussed in those conversations, which I think is further along than any other team in the conversation for him. But other than that, it seems to me like I don't know. There's a concern with Cabrera about his injury history, and this is common knowledge. I'm not reporting this. There's a concern with his injury history, as there always seems to be with pitchers, specifically him, with issues with his UCL. I have a preliminary story written up in case they acquire him because I at one point yesterday thought it was getting done yesterday. Like I had to like halt every like if you follow me and my page on socials with all the updates that I put out like during games, like tweets and stuff like that for the Giant games. I do it with the Giants and the Yankees. You can go back and notice that the first half of the Giant game there was really like nothing. And then the second half of the game was when video started to come up and other things. The late second half, late second quarter, I should say. Things started to come up because like 20 minutes before the game, the report comes out. So I'm trying to read that. I'm trying to contact people and make sure that, this is accurate. And when I heard it was accurate, I'm like, okay, and Chris Kirscher talked about this on his podcast. I reshared that today. If you don't subscribe to that, please do. He's awesome. Thought it was getting done yesterday. I thought it was getting done yesterday. So I had a story written out that, hey, this is getting done. Obviously, that story didn't get released. No, that story won't see the light of day until a deal is complete for Cabrera. That's just how it is. That's just how it's going to be. But I did today, after, others, Ken Rosenthal being one of them, others around, baseball about the Yankees' interest in Cabrera. Obviously, our team interested, the Mets, and a couple of others. But as they were talking and dig into some research on Cabrera, and I don't know how I feel about this one. Like, yeah, with him, I do, and his change. But I was digging into the numbers, and I'm like, this is just the Yankees don't need a fixer-upper. So in my article, I've been trying to do this more, and Google Gemini has been great because I can get the numbers from Savant, put it in there, and be like, make me a table. It makes me a copy and paste table that I just put right in WordPress. It's just easier to do it that way than sit here and try and create a table with WordPress so that I could continue with another paragraph while that's happening. So he features a changeup, a curveball, a sinker, a slider, and a four-seam fastball. The four-seam fastball, I did an entire paragraph. The last paragraph, I did a couple of sections, and the last paragraph I did about his stuff. And I wrote that despite the pitch being at 97, it'll top out at triple digits. It's a horrible pitch. The WOBA on the pitch is 404. League average is 338. That's abysmal. Now, I did note above that he throws his four-seam fastball 12.7% of the time, which is the lowest, like significantly lower than any other pitch. But that is a problem. I also mentioned in the following section about his fit in New York, a nice table that I was able to come up with here using Baseball Reference with his home and away splits. At home at Lone Depot Park, he had a 2.88 ERA, which is that's a really great ERA. WHIP just a hair above 1, under a home run per 9, and a 27.1 strikeout rate. On the road, it's a 4.21 ERA, a 1.34 WHIP. He gives up overall about a home run and a half per 9, and the strikeout rate drops 3%. He gave up double the home runs on the road, which is a problem. I also went through on Baseball Savant, they have a section that tells you what his home runs per ballpark are. The Yankee Stadium is among the highest of where his ballpark expected home runs per ballpark are. Yankee Stadium's among the higher ones. So yes, Cabrera's a flashy name, but I encourage you to read my story please, because I put a lot of hard work into it today, and obviously I could do these deeper dives when I don't have school, which I don't. I go back 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from now, I'll probably be on a live stream with you guys from my dorm. Um, but when I'm here, it's easier for me to do this, and I think this one's a concern for me. I think that this is going to be an issue if they were to do it. I could see this. I could see it going one or two ways. I could see it going a couple ways. One, I can come and see it completely failing because Cabrera's stuff doesn't fit the Yankee Stadium because it's a hitter friendly ballpark. That's one. I could see him getting injured at an inopportune time because that arm is a ticking time bomb. Or I could see the Yankees pitching department sitting with him and fixing stuff and him being a perennial Cy Young candidate. I could see those things happening. The one that intrigued me, and this is a little sentence in that article. There's a little sentence in that article about the Yankees and that they've spoken to the Brewers about Freddie Peralta. I'll bring him up. So in all the Cabrera things, because names were getting exchanged and all that, I completely dropped the ball on this one. So later on that night, after the Giants game and all that stuff, I sat down, I'm like, okay, let me write about this. I didn't write about it. I put the graphic up on socials, sat down, when was doing this right before I recorded the Giants podcast. Peralta, I think, intrigues me more than anyone else. He was 17-6. One of the losses did come against the Yankees on opening day. He gave 2 runs in like 5 or 6 innings, and both of them were home runs. One to Austin Wells and one to Anthony Volpe, of all people. So that's kind of interesting. Both in the short porch, actually. So I haven't really dug deep into him because Peralta's a much, much better pitcher. Jack Curry confirmed this report today that they have spoken about him. And actually, Jack kind of lit up when they mentioned Peralta. He lit up a bit. He was talking about Peralta, and he was like, they have interest in Cabrera, but they also have interest in Freddie Peralta, though it's a 1 year. He's a really, really good pitcher, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's interesting. Then he's like, they also spoke to the Nats about Gore. I put that before, and I have the Gore video there. I'm not even gonna bother and put it up. Gore doesn't interest me like at all. Like Peralta, I think is number 1 on my list. Number 2 would probably be Cabrera. Number 3 would be Gore. I'm not a fan yet, like at all of Gore. So Peralta, right-hand pitcher from the Brewers, 17-6, 1.76.2 innings pitched last year. 2.70 ERA, 204 strikeouts, 66 walks. Definitely intriguing option. Has postseason experience. I could see him coming in and dealing in the American League East. This is it's interesting. So yeah, Peralta interests me. Nothing's on the horizon though, with anything apparently, according to Jack Curry. We'll see. We'll see how. And we'll go from there. They think Ben Rice is gonna take as a first baseman. that's going to be it tonight. And obviously, if anything happens, we will go live. But nothing's happened yet. I'll be back in a little. Maybe I'll be back later on tonight. We will see. But that's for this episode. I'm not going to put this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. This will be an exclusive to YouTube and X. So thanks for those watching, and subscribe, and have a great night.